Morning, CB. I'm Reed.
And I'm Carly. We hope you had a great spring break. We only have a short 3-day week, but we have lots to do. Tomorrow we will be celebrating Earth Day. There will be activities at lunch, including a thrift store, Hug a Lorax, and much more. Make sure to wear Earth Day colors to get free dress. You will not get free dress for wearing your class t-shirt.
Tomorrow we are filming the final piece to the lip dub, so make sure to bring your class t-shirt and put it on during Falcon Flex tomorrow. As a reminder to all those taken by surprise by the blue spirit powder in last year's lip dub, there will be even more in this year's video.
Of the lip dub. Right, okay, so we're going to start off in Bertram Hall in the living room. That's where faculty and staff is going to be, either wearing their black spirit shirts or your Earth Day spirit wear. And then we're going to continue the lip dub through the board meeting room, and that's where administration is going to be along with President Barnes and Mr. Orr. And then right after that room, we're going to continue outside, right outside the counseling center. So when we move to the outside of the counseling center, that's where the seniors come into play. Make sure you're wearing all yellow, as much yellow as possible. We would love the spirit shirts, but if you have other yellow things, absolutely make sure you do that. You can wear jeans on that day as well. And we're going to be making a tunnel, a senior tunnel that our singers are going to be running through. It's going to cut to the right to go towards the middle of the main lawn. And we're going to create that tunnel, and then that's where everyone's going to be. So on Thursday, make sure all 4 classes bring your spirit shirts. And you don't need to necessarily wear them during the day, but for the end of the day for lip dub, we need to make sure we have all of our different colors because we're going to do something really cool at the end. Right, so what's going to happen is there's going to be a drone flying up in the sky looking down at the main lawn. And so we'll have like a picture layout for you guys to see where each class has to be. And then each student will be given a cup full of Color Run-esque like powder. Yeah, and exactly what we used last year for the lip dub. Exactly. And then Mr. Hogan executed properly. Just let that show. And then Mr. Hogan is going to give us a countdown when everyone's going to throw up the powder in the air. Yeah, it's going to look super cool if everyone goes on the right count and if everybody is in their specific place on the main lawn. But I think that's it. I think that's what we need to make sure. Remember to wear your spirit shirts on Thursday. You can bring them in your backpacks. That's totally fine. But make sure they're here for Falcon Flex. Seniors, it's going to be fun. And administration and staff, make sure you're wearing either your black spirit shirt or blue for Earth Day. Right. Thanks, guys. Bye. What?
Shorts may not be excessively short and must be longer than mid-thigh. With the warming spring weather, the indoor cafeteria tables will no longer be available for student use before school. Options for early arrivals still include the Learning Commons and for silent study and our many outdoor tables. Attention student drivers, parking on campus is a privilege. All vehicles must be registered with the Dean of Students. Students failing to display the required valid parking permits are subject to parking violations and are subject to disciplinary consequences through the Dean's office. Parking permit applications are available in the main office as well as on the CB website. Applications to be in the sports medicine program for the 2019-2020 school year are now available. You can find them on the athletics page or pick one up from the athletic training room. They are due by Friday, April 26th at 5 p.m. If you have any questions, just stop by the athletic training room any day after school. Cheer tryouts for the 2019-2020 squad will be held April 29th through May 2nd. A 3-day clinic will begin on April 29th from 4 to 6:30 in the Jack Ritchie Fieldhouse. Tryouts will be held May 2nd at 4. Required attire for this week in tryouts is a solid white shirt and royal blue Softy shorts.
Diversity and Inclusion Week, April 29th through May 3rd at Christian Brothers High School is a celebration of the school's dedication to a welcoming and inclusive environment for all persons. Join us each day as we celebrate a different core principle which guides us in emphasizing diversity and inclusion. Come see the artistic achievements of our students. The 27th Annual LaSalle Art Exhibit will be held Friday, April 26th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. in the George Cunningham Performance Arts Center. Doors will open at 6 p.m. and awards will be given and announced at 6:30. Seniors, please continue to update Family Connection with your college admission decisions. The counselors need this information for graduation program. The CB ring ceremony and blessing is tomorrow, Thursday, April 25th at 7:45 a.m. in the chapel. And a reminder that morning mass is celebrated in the chapel of St. Joseph's on Mondays and Wednesdays at 7 a.m. All are welcome.
Angus McGregor is a freshman who recently became an Eagle Scout. He's also received recognition from Pope Francis. I sat down and talked about his journey as a Boy Scout.
Well, I joined Cub Scouts when I was 6 years old, of Pac A3, which is just the lower level Boy Scout. So once you get your Arrow of Light in about 6th grade, then you can go on the Boy Scouts. So I joined Boy Scouts in 6th grade.
I asked Angus who influenced him the most in Boy Scouts.
So my dad was the Scoutmaster, and he's the one that's, kind of like, he was one of the people that probably led me to want to do Boy Scouts the most. And he's taught me so much, and all the people, with Troop A3, the merit badge counselors and the assistant, Scoutmaster, they've all taught me a lot.
Angus believes that he has learned essential life skills by doing Boy Scouts.
So like when we do these merit badges, they're not just, fishing, backpacking, they're environmental science, citizenship of the community, citizenship of the nation. So we're learning a lot about our government, and we're learning about, once we leave Boy Scouts, we're going to take what we've learned into our, our adulthood so that we can go into college and graduate from college and still take what we had in Boy Scouts and, use those tools, in the future.
To become an Eagle Scout, Angus had to work on the Clarksburg Fire Station.
Clarksburg Volunteer Fire Department just installed a new building in the back, but it had no air or water in it. So when a fire engine, before a fire engine leaves, it has to fill up with air, like a particular PSI. And so usually they have to connect it up. They have to wait, about 5 minutes for that to happen. Well, I installed air hoses so the fire engines are constantly hooked up. So now as soon as they have a call, they can go right away. I also installed water in the building so they can clean the rigs.
Finally, I asked Angus what it felt like to be recognized by Pope Francis.
You send all these letters hoping that you might get something back. And especially, with a troop that's very religious, when we go on these hikes and we go, we have a Scout Sunday every year. I was very pleased and excited to see that he acknowledged me. It was very cool to see that. I wasn't expecting it, but it definitely made me happy and made the people around me pretty happy to see that.
This has been Lars Jensen reporting for the Talon Morning News.
Welcome back, Falcons. It's Michaela here with your sports update. With the end of spring break, it's back to the grind for our very own student athletes. Yesterday, our track team took part in a league track meet at Del Campo High School. Congratulations to freshman Columba F. Young for PRing in the 200-meter with a whopping 25:10 time. Wish them luck as they hit the ground running in another track meet at Calaveras on Friday. Tomorrow, our baseball team faces off against Vista in what is bound to be an interesting home game. If you're looking to show some school spirit, show out at 4 tomorrow if you want to support our boys. But if baseball isn't really your thing, there's a lacrosse game at home on Friday. Best wishes to our girls as they take on Rio. Speaking of best wishes, our swim team is gearing up to dive headfirst into sections next Thursday and Friday. Good luck to all our spring sports teams. Let's hope they finish the season strong. Falcons first, CB.
Make sure to wear Earth Day colors and bring your spirit shirt tomorrow.
And before we close out the show, happy birthday to KBFT's Whitney Hunt. Today's sets are A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Have a great day, CB.